can I recommend a good skunk? Now, this is a can of worms. Let's start. Since these videos are finally saved permanently, let's start unraveling this. So I can say this once, and it'll be up there permanently, and we'll have a place to reference someone's stuff, right? So when we are talking skunks, are we talking skunk smell, the smell of a skunk anal gland being expressed, or are we talking skunk one? These are two different, totally different animals. Skunk one, you're not going to see any of those skunk spray notes expressing from that line. I don't care what anyone says. I've run enough skunk one myself, seen enough of it, smoked enough of it to know you're not going to see much, if anything, of actual skunk spray smells expressed from that line. You can get all the way over to cheesy foot funk, but cheese, foot funk, onion is not skunk. Not really. Not the skunk's anal gland, like when you run over a skunk and all you can smell for a mile is skunk. That's what we're going for in skunk, right? That's what when people talk to me about skunk, that's what I'm thinking of. And when I think of that, I think of an old Afghani. I could get real specific, but I'm going to wait on that. To me, it was just so fucking easy to figure out where that skunk line, that smell is coming from. It was just too easy. And if you're a real fan of skunk like that, it only takes a little tiny bit of research to figure it out. But you also have to have grown a lot of the base lines, the super skunks, the Northern Light lines, skunk ones, fucking hazes, to get an idea of which direction you're going to go. And as we started breaking it down, as we started narrowing it down, we were realizing, and talking to a lot of these people that were growing it back then, when they were saying skunk, they weren't referring to skunk one. They didn't even know about the skunk one line. Most people didn't even know about the skunk one line. A lot of growers back then weren't going and buying seeds from Amsterdam. A lot of them were just growing what was bag seed being passed around. And that's when we realized, fuck, they're talking about Afghani. They're talking about the first Afghanis that hit America, hit the U.S. in the earliest people were getting them is mid 70s. And they really didn't start to gain traction until the early to mid 80s in the form of Northern Lights via the Steve Murphy Afghani. That's when Afghanis really picked up. And I think a lot of people that are young don't realize that Afghanis just haven't always been a major staple of the United States cannabis market. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's skunky stuff that smells garlicky, but what we're going for is just skunk spray, burnt rubber, and ammonia. That's where you're going to find most of this stuff. No one sells Road Kill Skunk or seeds in a frost that I know of. The Heirloom Afghani expresses those terps, but you have to dig. It expresses burnt rubber, skunk spray, and ammonia, all to different degrees in each one of them. There's all kinds of stuff in it. But there's never been a line of seeds called Road Kill Skunk that produced uniform Road Kill Skunk stuff. Yeah, the Diesel crosses and the Sour Diesel crosses also have some skunky stuff in them as well. One of the most successful lines, aside from the Heirloom Afghani line, was the skunk spray chem, and that was a completely different take and direction on looking for skunk spray. The Diesel cross to Sour Dub absolutely pulled out some skunk terps. So again, it's not the most common pheno. You have to dig, and I know nobody wants to really pop a bunch of seeds and do hunting themselves. They just want it to be gifted to them and just plopped in their lap, but that's not how it works. What have we got here? Duke's probably got the best skunkish lines. Dominion G is nice. Yes, he's got some amazing skunk one lines. Skunk one. And he, you know, if you talk to Duke about this, he'll talk about it. Skunk one, again, is not where you're finding skunk terps. I tried to explain this as clear as possible. But he was crossing it to things like sour and stuff like that are skunky. So that was actually a really cool move. It was very similar to how Super Skunk was done.